remember last time, right? We talked about the 9 personal finance mistakes, the kind that slowly, quietly drain your energy, your money, your time, your peace. But let me ask you something. How many times have you already known what you should do, yet still didn't do it? You had the plan, you had the to-do list, you even had the app that sends you cheerful little reminders. And yet, there you were, scrolling, thinking, I'll start tomorrow. I just don't feel like it right now. I need a bit more motivation. Let me be honest with you. I've said those things too, not once, not twice, hundreds of times. We often think procrastination means we're lazy, weak, undisciplined. But I don't think that's true, because most of the time, you don't procrastinate because you don't care. You procrastinate because it matters too much, because you're afraid of starting and failing, or maybe afraid of starting and realizing you're not good enough. So you wait for the right mood, the right energy, the right moment. And while you're waiting, the moment slips away. Again, in this episode, I want to walk you through something I had to learn the hard way. That motivation doesn't come before action. It comes after. And if you're waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting for a long, long time. But the moment you begin, just a tiny step, something shifts. Let's talk about that shift. There's this myth we've all been sold, a quiet little lie wrapped up in every productivity book, every motivational video, every well-meaning quote on Instagram. And it sounds like this: you need to feel inspired before you start. No, you don't. But we believe it because it feels good, right? Waiting sounds gentle, it gives you space, it gives you time, it gives you an excuse. But here's the truth no one tells you. Inspiration is unreliable. It's emotional weather. It comes and goes, just like the rain. If you only work when the sun is shining, you'll never plant anything worth harvesting. I remember one particular night when I had a big project due. I sat at my desk, staring at the blinking cursor. 1 hour passed, then 2. I kept telling myself, I'm not in the right headspace. I'll do better tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. What changed everything for me was realizing that motivation isn't the starting point, it's the result. When you start, even in a tiny, messy, half-hearted way, your brain catches on and says, oh, we're doing this now. It releases the chemicals, it sharpens your focus, it shifts your mood. Suddenly you're in it, not because you waited for motivation, but because you moved without it. And once I discovered that, everything changed. The way I work, the way I build habits, the way I face hard days. The action creates the feeling, not the other way around. So what do you do when motivation doesn't show up? You start without it. But more importantly, you start small. That's the key. Not with a grand gesture, not with a perfectly color-coded to-do list, but with one tiny action. Something so small your brain can't even argue with it. There's a rule I started using. It's simple. It changed everything. The 5-minute rule. Just do it for 5 minutes. That's it. Can't write the report? Just open the file and type for 5 minutes. Can't get to the gym? Just change into your workout clothes and stretch for 5 minutes. Can't clean the room? Just pick up 3 things. That's it. Why does this work? Because 5 minutes feels safe. It feels doable. It tricks your brain out of resistance. And most of the time, once the 5 minutes are up, you keep going. You've already started. You're already in motion, and inertia becomes your friend instead of your enemy. I can't tell you how many days I thought I'd do just 5 minutes and ended up finishing a full task, sometimes even more than I planned. And even when I didn't, I still won because I showed up. I built the muscle. I proved to myself I'm not a slave to feelings. I can move anyway. That 5 minutes, it's not just a trick, it's a doorway to discipline, to clarity, to momentum. And momentum is magic. It's what takes you from maybe to done. There's something that happens quietly, subtly, when you show up even for just 5 minutes. You create momentum. But more than that, you begin a loop, a positive loop. Here's how it works. You act, you feel a little progress, That progress gives you a little motivation. That motivation makes the next step easier, and so on. It's like lighting a match in the dark. Not enough to see the whole room, but enough to take the next step without tripping. For the longest time, I waited for big waves of inspiration to carry me forward, and when they didn't come, I blamed myself. I thought I lacked discipline or talent or the right mindset, but it was never about that. I was simply waiting in the wrong direction. Motivation doesn't come before action, it comes from it. When I finally understood that, everything changed. I stopped waiting for the perfect morning. I stopped needing to feel like it. I just began, imperfectly, hesitantly, sometimes even resentfully, and then something wild happened. I started enjoying things I used to avoid. The work I used to dread became a game. The gym sessions I used to skip became therapy. Even cleaning my apartment, once a battlefield, became a kind of meditation. Why? Because each action fed the loop. Each small win whispered, "You're capable." And that voice got louder every time I followed through. That's how confidence is built. Not from lectures, not from pep talks, but from evidence gathered day by day through your own actions. You don't need to conquer the whole mountain. You just need to take one step and let that step create the next one. That's the loop. That's the path. That's how you move from stuck to steady. Let me leave you with this. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You've just been waiting for the wrong thing. The world tells us get motivated, then start. But the truth is simpler and far more powerful. Start before you're ready. Start before it feels perfect. Start especially when you don't feel like it, because that's when it matters most. Every time you choose action over avoidance, even if it's tiny, you rewrite the story you tell yourself. You stop being the person who never finishes things and become the person who shows up anyway. There's no magic switch that makes procrastination disappear, but there is a path, and it starts with 5 minutes. 5 minutes that say, I don't need to feel like it to do it. And from there, things move. You'll notice the guilt begin to fade, the fog begin to lift, and slowly that stuck feeling loosens its grip on you. I've been there, caught in the loop of waiting, blaming, delaying, and what got me out wasn't a breakthrough moment. It was a choice, a small, quiet choice to begin, even badly. So today, I want to leave you with a challenge. What's one thing you've been putting off? Something that's lingered at the back of your mind for days, weeks, maybe longer? Set a 5-minute timer and start it. Not tomorrow, not next week, today, now. Because action isn't the result of motivation, it's the source of it. And once you understand that, you'll never be stuck the same way again. If this episode helped you shift something inside, consider sharing it with someone who needs that nudge too. And if you want more tools like this, hit follow. We're just getting started.